All right, shalom, shalom. All praise, honor, and glory go to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahavashai, Bahashem, Rukakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who we learned this truth from. And shalom to you other brothers out there on the highways and byways and your hopeful elect. I just wanted to do a quick video about this monodiglycerides. Just recently found out that it is another name that could possibly derive from pork. It's just one of those things, where you do the best you can, and you find out that there's certain foods that have gelatins that are that possibly come from pork, and then you try and get like the beef versions of them. You do the best you can. You try and look things up, and it's just another one of those frustrating things about being in this captivity, because I'm sitting here thinking I'm doing okay. I'm reading labels, not buying things anymore that contain the gelatin, or uh, you know getting beef versions of things, things like that, and then you come to find out there's another name called monodiglycerides, which it's like a binding agent that they use in a lot of foods. A lot of breads have them. I was just looking around my house, the pantry, the peanut butter, the pancake batter, things that you wouldn't normally think about. And it just kind of just one of those things, like, damn, like you think you think you're doing all right, but then it's almost like, damn, Esau got me again. Like you can't get away from it, and it just kind of made me think of Isaiah 46 and 64:6. But we are all as unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags, and we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind have us taken away. So it's like, no, no matter how much of the commandments we can keep, it is impossible to keep them all in this society. That's why it's like our righteousness is as filthy rags, because it's like you try and keep a commandment here, but then you end up breaking one over here, by trying to keep this one over here, and it's just one of those things, man. That's why we got to get out of here. That's why this society is so evil and corrupt. Actually, let me get into. I think I did this backwards, but and diglycerides are a naturally occurring food additive and emulsifier that help water and oil blend. So yeah, that's what's helping, you be able to mix the pancake batter and things like that, and things that have oil and water. So, and there's vegetable versions of this. So if you look on your labels, a lot of times it might say the diglycerides come from a vegetable, or like soy, maybe, I don't know. I guess those are okay. Even soy can be bad for men, too much of it. But if it doesn't specifically say that, then chances are the monodiglycerides that are in that product comes from an animal, and most likely it's pork, because that's how Esau is. That's why you gotta know about all these labels, like these ingredients, like these labels that have 50 different ingredients on it, and that you can't even pronounce. You know, chances are it's gonna be bad for you. Chances are there's something um, that is not good for us men and can cause us to go off in some kind of way. They're used to improve texture and stability, prevent separation, and extend the shelf life in many processed foods. So yeah, and you do the best you can to stay away from the processed foods, but like I said, this society, it's almost impossible. Or even they're on fresh fruits, like they got a coating on the fruit, so like I guess keep bugs and things away, but it's like you biting it. If even if you wash it, some of this, it's like a waxy material. You're eating that. You're still eating it. I saw this one video where you almost got to boil your apples to get this wax off of it. It's like it's crazy, man. Used in baked goods, frozen foods, chocolate, peanut butter, salad dressings, infant formula, baked goods. Like we can't even have a treat anymore. Like so some people might have those cheat days or whatever. Have themselves a nice piece of cake or apple pie or something at the end of the week, just to kind of have a little sugary treat, which is okay every once in a while. But then you find out that there's diglycerides in this stuff. It's like all these breads and desserts have it, and I didn't even who knew? It's like, but once you learn about these things, you try and do better. That's all part of the growth. I guess the benefits improve texture and consistency. So, of course, the best thing you can do is have something fresh, but mono and diglycerides are generally considered vegetarian, but it's important to note that they can be derived from both plant and animal sources. Plant-based, like I said earlier, and you can pause this and read all this, but let me the label on a product containing mono and diglycerides may not always specify the source. To be sure, you can contact the manufacturer or look at the label that says plant-based or vegan. So yeah, if chances are if it doesn't say plant-based or vegan, it could have that pork in it. We're thinking the whole time we're having ourselves a little treat, or every once in a while you want to have that bread that fills you up real good. But it's like no matter, it's like that scripture that I read in the beginning, like it's like we can't be perfect in this society. Our righteousness is as filthy rags. Even if we try, something's got to happen. Let me get this also. Ezekiel 4:13, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like everything is defiled here. Even it's almost like you can't do anything about it unless you got all this time in the world to sit there and make everything from scratch. But who has that kind of time? You can do the best you can, but everything is defiled in this society, and that's what it's talking about. We'll eat our bread defiled, and it's not just bread, it's food in general. Everything is defiled. You know, some of the brothers that I hear, like, all you can really do is eat the best, find the best of the worst. I don't remember who said it. Maybe the elder Malcolm was talking about it at one point. You know, you just find the best of the worst and do the best you can. But yeah, we're eating our bread defiled. Uh, Here's the main one I wanted to get to. Leviticus 11, 7 and 8. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. Obviously, like, you find out that we're not supposed to be eating pork. Uh, you know, I remember when I first started hearing about this truth and the way the brothers at GMS uh, got into the scriptures, you know, I immediately started working on that. I stopped eating pork directly, and then you start finding out, oh, well, this candy right here, like some of my favorite candy in the world, like I'm not eating it anymore because of the gelatin that derives from pork. And you know, it is what it is. I mean, there's candies uh, you can find. Uh, what do you call it? Gummy, like the gummy worms that my children like. Uh, you can find beef gelatin, like gummy worms that were made in Turkey. I mean, it's still candy. It's still bad for you, but you know, at least you try and do the best with the information that you got. You know, if one of those things, if you're trying to slowly get away from something, at least try and find the 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 beef gelatin version of that thing if you can. And you know, there's just all kinds of desserts and things with gelatin, and most of the time it's going to be from the pork. um, and you know that's one of those things that it's like a constant job. It's constantly you're finding out, oh man, I've been eating this thing this whole time, and now I'm finding out this monodiglyceride thing. Um, so yeah, even though you directly stop eating the pork itself, you got to be aware, mindful that there's a lot of products out there that they make with either gelatin or this monodiglyceride, um, and that goes back to the everything being defiled because it's defiled because we're not supposed to be eating swine, and of course all the other 200 ingredients that are in the product can't possibly be good for you. But I think that's all I wanted to get into because I was Chip kind of ticked me off the other day. You're thinking you're you're doing okay. You're buying this version of this and that version of that because it doesn't it doesn't contain this and it has the least ingredients. And come to find out, it's still going off. It's like you just gotta pray, man. I thought this was funny because if you brothers who remember, if you haven't seen this movie, it's called Training Day, but this is exactly how I felt when I found this out, man. Like, how I felt about this society and these Edomites who do this, and it causes us to go off. And these people in high positions, they know this, and they do it on purpose. There's no reason for this glycerides to be in these foods. They can use the plant versions, but they purposely do the pork versions. But yeah, I always like this scene. like they got me. But yeah, man, I'll leave it right there. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kakodash. Shalom.